What good work. I'm almost going to reward you with afternoon tea soon. What time's that? 3:30?
Let's sign this covenant first.
The next one, yay, my favourite. Global Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy.
Happy to move.
I'm joining a very powerful network.
Covenant.
My invitation to join came from Michael Bloomberg a little bit long ago, but
3 years.
I did say, no, only 2.5. I did say at the time that I didn't really want to sign up to a compact or a covenant unless we were. Unless it was actually going to be done, you know, like there's no point just saying you're going to do something. There's no point signing something and having a big signing ceremony. You know, we do that all the time in other portfolios. But I really wanted us to sign up to this because we meant it and we were going to measure it and we were going to do it.
Yep.
So and you guys have worked so hard on this, and I'm sorry for being flippant about the time, but. You know, I'd much rather that the effort went into establishing all of that baseline work and then basically the tools for how we then deliver. You must be very proud of what you've done, so I'm certainly going to take great pleasure in signing up. So Yanni moved it, seconded by Dion. Oh, no, I'm going to let Sarah second it, sorry. No, I apologise, Dion, but Sarah's. I know you did, but no, I'm going to let Sarah second it. I'll find something for you to move or second. We'll give you something else. We'll give you a $44,000 grant from the Creative Industry Support Fund to the Boom Room. Okay.
It's not important to you. Well, actually, it is quite important.
It is important.
Like, no, look, this joins us with 7,500.
Yeah.
No, who moves it makes no odds. But Kevin and Helen will tell you that getting to carbon neutrality or net carbon neutrality by 2050, which is what we're signing up to effectively work to get to, is a huge task. So 2.5 million tonnes of carbon. And I mean, at the last meeting, we looked at the city being net carbon neutral by 2030, and then the city as a whole working through a framework to get there by 2050. So this is not a big step from where we got last time, but it is going to be a huge effort. And actually it's going to mean all of us have to make a huge effort, not just the ones sitting around this table, but everyone. But it does mean that we need certainty, clarity, and very clear policy and actions from the entire city. I think it's actually incredibly exciting. I can't think of a bigger challenge for any city, and if the cities do it, then the world will be okay. Because if you look at the map of where these all are, every one of these cities is under threat. It's just how it is. It is our biggest threat, and our biggest opportunity. Yeah,
Mike, and then Yanni.
Thanks. Actually, I'd like to thank the Mayor on her leadership and stance around climate change, and I'm very supportive of you signing the Global Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy, which is obviously an international coalition of over 7,000 cities committed to working together. What we know is 75% of global emissions come from cities, and if climate change is going to be addressed, cities are key. No matter how big or small, it all adds up. And it's fair to say that carbon neutrality is tough, and collaboration amongst the cities is key. But one thing I just want to add is it's really easy to speak, and it's really easy to sign covenants and alliances and programs. But at the end of the day, words aren't going to get us anywhere, and what is needed is action. And we're at a point in time where it's almost getting too late for that action, but we're not quite there. So what I really want to see, and as a city, you know, we've set some really good targets, but what we now need to see is actually action to achieve those targets.
Yep, Yanni.
I was a councillor who was involved with the development of the climate smart strategy, sat on that hearings panel and heard the number of submissions, and every time I see it written down, I'm reminded that we weren't allowed to call it a climate change strategy because we may offend the government. So it was called a climate smart strategy, which I think is really not very smart, because change is coming and we do have, I think, a responsibility to address it. So I'm really supportive of this. I totally concur. We've signed so many MOUs of things like electric vehicles in the past where we haven't seen action, but I think, you know, 4 years ago with the new council coming in, we've had a lot of work, but we're trying to get the priorities as a city to what I think is a much more sustainable approach to dealing with our environment, which I wholeheartedly applaud. So that's why I was just really happy to move this, and I concur that this is the start. Well, sorry, this isn't the end of work. This is actually just a step along a big journey, but it is important that we commit to it. I would just make reference to one of the policies that was, and we're going to workshop it now, which is really good, that we were proposing to remove, was a council energy policy in relation to our social housing. And, you know, there are things that we can do locally that will make a difference. They might seem small, but they actually make a difference when they're all added up. And so that's why I think, you know, when we look at things like policies, we should have some understanding of what the choices are around where we put our priorities and our resources, but very happy to support this.
Very good. Oh, well, I'm really looking forward to joking, and I mean, all sort of kind of flippancy aside, I do tell people that my favourite book is If Mayors Ruled the World, and it's an important reminder that it is at the city level that the difference is made. It's not at the nation state level. You know, you can't stand at a border and keep out global terrorism and keep out pandemics, and you can't change the effects of climate change either. You need the cities to sign up, and basically when the current President of the United States declared that they were no longer part of the Paris Accord, the cities stood up and said, count us in, we're going to be there, and that's what we need, and I want to be part of that network. I want Christchurch to be part of that network, as are other cities in New Zealand, and as people have said. I think this takes us to 4,999. I think we're one off. No, 4,000. It's 7,499. So we're one off 7,500. So might wait just for one more city to sign up so that we can be number 7,500. But no, it's just. I think it's going to be good for the city, but yeah, everyone who's said that this is about action, that starts, well, we've already started the action, but we have to deliver. All right, I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you.